Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for Friday, October 8th. It is not solely intended for that day. If you're seeing it on a different day, just take the message rather than the date that it was created for. This is for all signs. It is a general reading, so you have to figure out where it best fits in your life. I do speak in broad terms, so we're just looking to see what's going on with the energies around us, what we could be working with, or what could potentially be working, either in our favor or against us, and how we can best harness it, where we can place our attention or our focus, and, also check out the drop-down menu on the daily videos. In there is housekeeping rules, how to find me on social media, and please leave me a question or a comment on the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, you know the whole drill. Alright, so let's see what's going on. What do the cards want us to know? It's been interesting with this week of readings because it just was called out to me this morning that, well, first, before I start talking about it, let's see what the card is today. We've got the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, a little bit of a stubborn donkey there, but that's fine. The Knight of Pentacles is that slow-moving, earthy energy, right? He wants to sort of move in his own time when he's ready. He's not going to be told what to do or how to do it at all. He's going to be very methodical. He's going to be practical. He's going to listen to his own voice rather than the voices of others. He's going to use his sort of like practical, earthy wisdom, his intelligence, his fortitude, right? He would definitely represent that too. You could say stubborn because we've got it. Can you leave the cord alone? Leave the cord alone. Because we've got a mule here, he could be perceived as stubborn, but in other ways, people could perceive him as being, just, having a lot of fortitude or being relentless. I do like that we have that moon up there because that sort of indicates a little bit to me the idea of intuition and utilizing sort of our higher knowledge, but in a more practical, earthy sense, right? In a more material way. And so I'm going to put you up. 1 second, guys, because the puppy's like wanting to chew all these cords, so he can't be in here with me. You need to go. You're not going to die. You can be in your kennel for a minute. Okay, so we're talking about taking things step by step, moment by moment, carefully like sort of measuring what's going on around us, how we want to handle situations, not making any like swift or impulsive decisions. More about thinking. This would be more about probably thinking things through, being more practical with a more practical mindset rather than jumping to conclusions or we saw the wisdom of what I was going to say at the beginning of all of this is somebody pointed out, I read a comment on yesterday's video, I guess, which was the Justice card. And because this morning, I filmed these a day early, so you guys will be seeing the King of Swords this morning, right? The day before was Justice. And I guess we have a new moon in Libra, which I didn't know that. And Justice is the card associated with the sign of Libra. And then the King of Swords, which was the card that played this morning, was that also that air energy, right? Sort of that exalted high level air energy, that analytical nature, that mind, communication, thought sort of thing. So I like that because they definitely line up. So now we're going to bring it down to a little bit more of a practical place of doing rather than thinking, right? Of making things happen at a physical level or at a material level within our world by taking the right steps and making the right decisions, being discerning, listening to our intuition a little bit, but also, like I said, listening to ourselves above all else and no one else. The Knight of Pentacles will not budge if he chooses not to. He can be a bit of a stick in the mud, or he can be a bit of a slow down process, but it's not necessarily a bad thing as long as we can be comfortable within it and not necessarily resist it, right? We have to understand that we're choosing to slow it down, even if we might be in a situation where we feel like we don't want to slow down or we want everything to be now or yesterday even. But the Knight of Pentacles says, no, 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 wait, there's something that needs to be looked at here. There's something that needs to be figured out before we can move forward. So if some of you are feeling like a stalled energy, embrace it is kind of what I'm getting here, you know. Um, Only because if you work with him, he's going to serve you. He's a knight, right? He's going to do the right things for the right reasons. He's going to bring you what you need. You just need patience. Like, I think that that's overall the, you know, major meaning of this card is that he's a very patient, um, dedicated energy, right? So that sort of patience in dealing with others, with situations that may drive us nuts, with situations we want to control. We don't necessarily have to control anything other than our own selves within that situation. And that's also Knight of Pentacles. He's very able to control his own behavior regardless of what's going on around him. Okay, let's see what the Oracle card is for the day. Okay, so we've got Joy Harjo, and it's bravery. It's interesting that she has those two horses down there in the corners because they immediately make me think of this mule. So, and she's also coming up out of the earth, and this would be an earth sign card being the Pentacles. So she's definitely got a connection to the earth, and with the horses. Horses to me, even though that is a mule, right? Horses, a pretty close descendant of a horse, or you know, a close cousin to the horse. To me, horses indicate personal power, you know, personal strength. And remember, at the end of this week, we've got that strength card coming in underneath all of this, right? So strength would be that sign of Leo, right? And so we have that as our for those of you that didn't see the Sunday video, at the end of this video, it's in the bottom corner. That's the underpinning energy of the entire week, right? So Leo rests underneath this in that major arcana strength card. When we see Joy Harjo and her word is bravery, that also would be an indicator of strength. And she's certainly, like, it looks like her skirt or the earth is part of her skirt in a way, right? And she has these animals, these horses or this mule all around her, connecting her sort of to the earth and in grounding her in a way, keeping her in that sense of strength. So let's read her story really quick. I think sometimes too, the idea of bravery, it's about being brave in sort of staying with what we know, right? Staying with our truth, which would be the Knight of Pentacles energy too. Because if we stay with that and the strength of that, which would be that Leo card, a lot can get achieved, a lot can happen. We just might have to be patient and allow it to happen. We have to trust it. So let's see what's going on here. Where is she? Excuse me, I'm trying to find Joy really quick. Here she is. Okay. Hopefully I can read this. It's just so my eyes were like awful. So this is plunging in, making decisions, and fear. Interesting. Harjo, a common Muskogee Creek Nation name, means so brave, she's crazy. Joy Harjo, birth date 51? I'm sorry guys, I should have my glasses on. This print is really small. Courageously survived an oppressive childhood, teenage pregnancy, and domestic abuse before becoming a spiritually charged poet of wild natural imagery and urgent social activism, as well as an award-winning saxophone player and singer. I love it. So she's definitely connected to the arts. Obviously, most of these literary witches are, but and she's also connected to the earth in this card, is my feeling, right? Through her, almost through her pain and the experiences. And when you think about the, you know, the Knight of Pentacles being represented by a mule here, a mule is a pack animal, right? He deals with hard situations. He carries heavy load, right? He works hard. He doesn't get a lot of credit. If we're feeling that way, we can actually use maybe some of our harder situations to inform our decisions now to help us, you know, continue to find that strength, that self-respect. Remember the grounding stone for this week is respect. So we're finding that respect probably for ourselves, for our decisions, for our opinions, and being brave by standing behind them, by believing in them, by holding on to them, right? So the grounding stone for today is on malachite, which is a green stone associated with the fourth chakra or the heart. And the word is touch. And what I feel like this is about touching base with ourselves, um, at a heartfelt level. Does that make sense? So it's not necessarily about, touching, like physical touching. I feel like, it's like checking in with ourselves, our emotions, where we're at in our world, and how that applies to our world, and how have our situations informed us? How have our tragedies, because I feel like Joy Harjo might be here to kind of remind us of the life experiences that we've maybe had that have been hard or difficult, and how we've seen our way through them through being brave. Touching base with that, and really understanding that, grounding in that part of ourselves, right? The strength, the dedication, the wherewithal that the Knight of Pentacles would represent in each of our lives in its many different forms is important today, so that we can understand and appreciate ourselves at a more sort of fuller or whole level as we deal with any potential conflicts or struggles that might be going on in our life, right? I get this sense too with all of these cards and this touchstone is it's like, we're actually in a really good place. These cards feel really good to me. They feel solid. They feel um, grounded and immovable in a way, but in a good way. Not like we're being sort of stubborn. It's more like we know who we are. We're aware of how we feel, because that would certainly be that touchstone, and we're willing to stand by that today. And that's powerful, powerful magic. That provides us that strength card that we see underneath all of this, which is also major arcana. So that is your forecast for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope it makes sense. Please share it with your friends if you think that they can use it. Share it in your groups, online, wherever. Help get the word out. Please give this video a thumbs up and leave me a question or comment. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. We'll see how the week finishes out. And we will be starting a new weekly on Sunday. And thank you so much for tuning in. Take care and have a wonderful day. All right? Bye-bye.